It's not a massive number, but symbolically, I think it represents something positive in terms of the extent to which Anglophones, despite the political unpleasantry that we see here on occasion, seem notwithstanding to be willing to stay here more so than leave.
Between 2016 and 2021, Quebec saw an increase of 2,645 people whose mother tongue is English, a net gain which hasn't been seen in over 50 years. This according to Statistics Canada's most recent census, which also recorded Quebecers' lowest net loss of residents to other Canadian provinces over the span of those 5 years.
Jack Jedwab suggests the economy and cost of living are likely causes for this increase in Anglophone immigration.
When you're studying migratory movements, economic factors tend to drive decision-making, and the economy has been reasonably good over the course of the pandemic relative to other economies, so that when you consider that, as well as the cost of living, notably housing, which is a significant challenge for a lot of people, we can see why here in Montreal in particular, it may be more attractive.
An economic priority which he says won't be altered by political frustrations, referring to the province's controversial legislation, Bill 21, which prevents some civil servants from wearing religious symbols on the job.
It's the issue of whether it directly affects their lives. I think as unpleasant as it is, probably people are weighing the effect to which it affects their lives directly, as opposed to bothering them more generally. And I think weighing that against the economic considerations, probably it's those that end up being more important in decision-making around migration.
The same goes for Quebec's new language law, Bill 96. However, Jedwab says it's too early to know what the effects of the new bill will look like for this new wave of Anglophone immigrants.
Keep in mind that the census was taken in May 2021, so we didn't have Bill 96 at that particular time. And so we'll have to see what the effects of Bill 96 are. At that particular point, we didn't see much change other than a lot of rhetoric and sort of political noise about changes to language legislation.
What he says is usually a top destination for people leaving Quebec has changed given the rising cost of living.
Coming here from Ontario, which is the principal source of Anglophones, heading to this province, will probably seem more attractive given the cost of living, cost of housing, and so forth, relative to what it costs in Ontario these days and has over the past few years.
In Montreal, Sasha Teman, City News.